Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the last quarter final of the Perth Sevens. This one, France versus Australia. And the starting lineup for the French, we have to get straight into it as this game is only less than a minute away from kicking off. Delamare, Pauline Riva, Stephen Perez-Martin, Ben Megal, whose name I've hopefully pronounced correctly, Pazilgaze, Jordan Sefo, and also Gardrat, the last man in the starting lineup for the Australians. The home side in this match, it is Hutchison, Matthew Gonzalez, Kanayaki, Jaden Blake, Michael Isley, Hayden Sargent, James Turner, and the countdown has just finished. So Australia will be kicking off this one from left to right for the fourth quarter final. The winner of this game will go on to face South Africa. The loser will have Fiji. So neither game that easy, but that one hasn't travelled 10 and nicely taken by the French to get the first position of this quarterfinal. Jordan Sefo running sideways. In fact, now almost ending up going backwards. Stephen Perez-Martin with a pick and go. Got plenty of space on the short side. Plenty of pace to go with it too. It's going to be hard for them to catch him, but doing brilliantly. Pushing him into touch almost. And Australia knocking it on only a couple metres out from their line. And they will concede the scrum. And let's go the Aussies. Here's Daniel Coxon, right? Says a pancake there. Let's go France. Here's Super Dragon. Super Dragon Dupree. Now, are you going for France because you want them to face South Africa? Or is it just that you prefer France over the Australians, perhaps? Because, of course, whoever wins this game does face South Africa in the next stage of the competition that has taken place for day 3. Now ice attack and run in the middle of the field. Australia defending well for now. Pauline Riva goes across to Stephen Perez-Martin. Now a great step up the middle, and it's going to be a drop there from Delamare. And all the best guys do us proud, boys, says JD. Supporting the Aussie, says LFG. Liam Delamere not quite able to hang on to it, and then it was Gonzalez who put on the pressure. What's your prediction, Amish, says Ruth? To be honest, like, Australia have home field advantage, and that can do quite a bit for a team, but I do think France might sneak it. And can we find a way for both of them to lose, says Sebastian? Yeah, what would actually happen if they drew and then they went to Golden Point and then they drew again? Who would actually go through? I think France would. That is going to be the penalty going the way of the Australians. Already 2 minutes down. Oh, that's such a hard hit from Pauline Riva. And just the whiplash of the head. It feels like this game going to be one-sided, says Daniel Cox. In what regard? To France, I assume, since they've had all the possession so far. They found out both sides pregnant. Says JD. I mean, that probably would be something that they'd have to stop the game for, because they'd be very surprised. French Kangaroos. But who's going to win? Still no improvement on the All Black 7, says Manny M. Now Gonzalez. Probably France, you can't send through the hosts. Now Gonzalez throwing it in, nicely taken by Kanayaki. Across to the right-hand side, James Turner, known for his pace. Very nice tackle made from France. Neither of these sides are known for leaking tries. Well, Australia every once in a while anyway. Every now and then they get it very wrong. I'm not sure why I'm yawning so much during this game. It's still been a good one, even though it's sitting 0-0. Gonzalez waiting for this ball. Can they get it out to him? No. They cannot shut down early. Now nicely stolen by the French with the no-look pass over the top. Goes to Liam Delamere, who's trying to get around this Aussie defence. Now France shifting off to the left-hand side. Pauline Riva goes to Jordan Sefo. Now out wide. And nice offload from Ben Megal. And the try is scored by France. I wasn't expecting to read a comment like that when I joined in, says Sebastian. We have got the oh no what, says Pancake Gamer. So the first try of the contest does go the way of the French. It was a nice offload. Pozzelge's the man who does score it. Just a really nice bit of work there from Ben Miguel to be able to lure in two defenders. And that's a rough kick. That's going to go 5-0 at the moment. Morning, says Flesh, and welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing extremely well. New Zealand Sevens just make up the numbers. A charity case, says Ram there. Yeah, they're going to go up against Kenya, which should be an entertaining game, as it normally is when the two sides play. Kicked off now. Kicked out on the full from France. That's a mistake from an experienced veteran in Steven Perez-Martin. Perhaps is a little bit rusty, seeing as Dupont was trying to steal his spot for a relatively long time. And a welcome in, mate, says Sebastian there. France are on a 5-match winning streak against Australia, is the stat that has just popped up on the screen. Now, I should mention, we have got a little bit more rugby action happening later on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I say a little bit, it's going to be about 4.5 hours worth. 2 games of the URC that we will be covering on the channel. Bit of a handling error there from Australia. They managed to hang on to it. Now off to the right-hand side, James Turner gets the inside ball. Big fend. Great offload to Hayden Sargent in Australia. Score the try to get back in the game. I went to the Back Ferns play the first game in 2025. I actually don't know many. I actually thought that you would have known, seeing as you seem to know all things New Zealand rugby. It'll be revenge time for Kenya, says Goyo there. And French probably have the experience. Aussie's bouncing. Let's go the Aussie, says LFG. I'm sorry, it came across my mind, says JD. Australia get their first try. And they are also unable to add the extra 2 points. Might be just a few too many misconversion attempts by both of these sides in such an important game like a quarterfinal. You need every point possible. Almost retained by Australia, but Steven Perez-Martin leaves it there for, I think that was Garcia. If I am correct. I'm not too sure who he's on for, but Mateo Garcia has made his way onto the park. Steven Perez-Martin drop ball from Delamere inside of his 22 as well. And France will go through if it's a draw. And if it's a draw, France will go through on points differential, says Daniel Cox. Yeah, I assume that they would after the group stage that they had. And that'll give them a boost, says Ruth. Now Australia, once again, will find themselves in a great position on the field. I'm predicting the British Irish Lions to win 2-1. It's a special day for Flesh and Amish. She's celebrating 40 years of marriage. Absolutely mental. That is very impressive, Flesh, and hopefully you've got something nice planned. What's the wedding anniversary item you're supposed to give for 40 years? You know how they have like silver, gold, a ruby and all that? What's 40 years? And don't say a headache. And Hamish, can you host? Can I host green and yellow? What do you mean? I am confused. I'm predicting the British Irish Lions to win 2-1. And wow, yeah. Now nice run out wide from James Turner. Now Matthew Gonzalez going back across to the left-hand side here for the Australians. Given he's Welsh, probably wool. A cocktail. Is that actually the official one that they have? Because I know there's like a big list, isn't there? It's a very expensive list. Australia, 1 minute past the halftime siren now, getting it out wide. Hayden Sargent steps himself, puts the ball on the inside. Gonzalez regathers. A red light and green light? No. I assume that's the one that's going around at the moment that they play. That's the thing. Some of the old games, no, apparently it is Ruby, says Fleshin. A cherry could be considered a ruby colour if you get technical with it, but I don't know whether or not that will get you in the good books. But a massive congratulations, of course. Black Ferns versus USA on the 24th of May. Just looked at the All Blacks website. I've tuned in to your streams in ages, or I haven't tuned in to your stream in ages. You're having a great day, road to 100k subs. Says Harris there. Wait, so no, it's actually F off Harris. So who's Harris? Is probably the good question to ask. But halftime in this contest, 10 points to 5 in favour of the Australians. For now, it looks like they will be advancing through to face up against the South Africans. But yeah, we will have to wait and see. One of my mates from school, does he know your username is that? And if so, how does he feel about it? Like, is his also F off and whatever your name is? The only Ruby she'll get tonight is a Ruby Murray curry. I don't know what that is. But is like Ruby Murray like the brand? And then, I guess, curry. Maybe. The man have loyalty, 40 years of marriage, absolute legend, says JD. Don't translate this. I wasn't going to. One moment, we all go like this and like this. So Australia are favourites at the moment. The way that it currently sits, probably should change it. He doesn't really know. Yeah, so I guess there'll be a little secret of what it was. Imagine if his is like my best friend and then your name. And you're just sitting there with F off Harris. Aussies are looking sharp. Kangaroos bouncing around. Says Ruth. Now, second half of this match will be the last men's match that has taken place today as well. I should mention, now it's Cockney slang, Ruby Murray equals curry. Says Fleshin. Oh, I see. I would not have guessed that. Like, if someone said to me, what is a Ruby Murray? No chance of guessing a curry. Unless maybe if there were like 3 options and curry was one of them because it almost rhymes, I might guess it. But other than that, this app stupid. There she is. Who? And come on, Aussie, get in there, you beauty. And currently they are in possession. Henry Hutchinson. Pass it off on the inside to Matthew Gonzalez. And the England women's team are the only ones in the way of the Ferns claiming their 7th world title. And new name. I see. And can't believe Leroy Carter didn't play. Says Daniel Cox. Sitting 22 metres out from their own line here, the Australians. I believe the women's side is going to be taking on Japan in their quarterfinals. I thought New Zealanders loved curry. I mean, some do, but I just never had heard the slang of Ruby Murray for a curry. Now, sits up for the French. 6 minutes remaining on the clock, and they are still down by 5. Kiwis love curry, surely, says Sebastian. And I don't know what part of New Zealand you're from. I'm from the South Island. James Turner now wrestled down, and great work almost from France. I thought they were going to get the turnover penalty there. Henry Patterson goes back across to the left-hand side. Ooh, Sargent slips over, and Stephen Perez-Martin wins the penalty. Now, what part, says Pancake? About halfway up. Now, going to be offloading it out the back for Stephen Perez-Martin, Jordan Sefo. Now, going on the inside. This is a chance for France. And they will score the try. Google search, bro. Another new name. And they will score it between the sticks. And this should be a nice, easy kick as well here for the French, which should then put them in the lead. Ruby Murray is a name for curry in England. That is correct. That is what Fleshin told us. A Ruby Murray is Cockney rhyming slang. And Kiwis must like a good mutton curry like us Welsh, says Fleshin. And Tom Curry. Leroy's not injured to ease off to the Chiefs, says Google search bro, but that kick has gone over from France, and they will now be leading in this one. 12 points to 10. Still 4.5 minutes remaining here. Now Stephen Perez-Martin ready to kick this one off. Oh, it's a nice take from France, although it sits up for Henry Hutchinson, Was strategic, could see that he wasn't going to win the aerial battle, so waited for the bounce of the ball. Oh, look, there's a game of rugby on, says Sebastian. Now, nice attack and run forward. Tom Curry plays for England, that is true. Scott Curry used to play for New Zealand in the Sevens. Now passing out one more. And Curry in a hurry, quick hot. And do you think Saracens can beat Chiefs today? They've got a decent chance, I think. The Exeter Chiefs have been a very hot and cold team for the last few weeks, but that could be mainly because of the Champions Cup. Oh, nice run down the short side. Dowling gets in. And it will be another try for the Aussies. That gives them the lead yet again. This game has been back and forth. It's actually been, I would argue, the closest quarter final. He's injured. He's not going to play the first couple of games for the Chiefs. He started at Sebastian. There's Fleshin in there as well. Did he? He was probably one of the instigators, I guess you'd say. Although you were the one who mentioned Curry, Fleshin, and since then we've had about 50 comments about the stuff. But now, kick has gone over from the Australians. They are sitting 17 points to 12 up. And speaking of Ruby's, Ruby membership badge boss, we might have to look at it. Would you say that that's better than the best one at the moment? Like, I know it's Diamond, but do you think maybe we should add a couple more tiers of membership, like a Ruby and a, I don't know, I almost said a Ruby again, but like a Sapphire maybe, or something. Maybe look at a few gemstones as the next ones. 2.5 minutes remaining now. Right, they have the option here whether or not they want a scrum or a line out. I would think that they will take the scrum here for Australia. It's a lot safer. He mentioned my anniversary, says Fleshin. I live in the north of England. I appreciate the lesser metals. Emerald Green, Hamish. Says Ruth there. We might have to work out how many membership badges you're actually allowed. I think it's 5, but maybe there are more. They might just let you do as many as you want. Now going back across to the left-hand side. Maurice Longbottom sells the dummy. He's tackled a little bit high. Still 1 minute 40 remaining on the clock. Back across to the right. Bit of a rough pass. Sits up now for Akanayaki. Puts in the fend. Gets it away to Dowling. Now James Turner passes across to Maurice Longbottom, who has a lot of space to work with, and he has been a right handful for the French in this game. Sits up for Dowling. He did score the last try. Now passing on the outside, bouncing to Akanayaki. James Turner. 1 minute 15 remaining. Still plenty of time, but Maurice Longbottom goes up the middle of the field and he scores the try for Australia, which should just about win them this game. There is still a little bit of time left on the clock, of course, but that should almost be the difference maker there for the Australians. And it is Maurice Longbottom, one of the more experienced heads out there on the field. James Turner running that one very nicely, creating the space. Queso sees Pancake there. Looking up at the scoreboard there as well. Maurice Longbottom looking to use up as much time as he can. And the kick has gone over as well. 24 points to 12. That is now his 107th try for the Australians. And good for the Kangaroos. They've shown their mettle. See, here's Ruth. Oh, it's going to be a knock on there. He's getting rolled out of there. Kanayaki was trying his best not to give away a penalty, and Longbottom is such a shorter, says Cornelius. Yeah, the name doesn't really match in a way, does it? But now, Maurice Longbottom about to feed that ball into the scrum. They are looking very happy at the moment. The Australians, like they mentioned, there was a chance they weren't even going to make it to the quarters, and now they find themselves in the semi-final. Well done, boys. 2 more games to go. So here's JD, and they will boot it into touch. Close out the men's action for today And Australia finished on a high to take on South Africa. Argentina, they will take on Spain. Do the Blitzboks now play Australia next if Australia win? That is correct, yes. And that game, in terms of a time that it is going to be taking place, it will be happening at 8:27 p.m. New Zealand time tomorrow, which is going to be 9:27 a.m. for you guys in South Africa. And then the other semi-final is at 8:05 p.m. or 9:05 a.m. Longbottom is a good play, certainly is. Very talented individual and helped Australia in the right direction here. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, of course, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Like Sebastian said, the URC is taking place straight after this. Well, not straight after. We've got about an hour and 25 minutes till the start of that live stream. Not really enough time to get a sleep in, so more than likely I will just end up doing some work. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. The men's semi-finals have been confirmed. Spain versus Argentina and Australia, South Africa. We will be covering those games on the channel tomorrow. But thank you all very much for tuning in. And I will see you all for the URC.